Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday. How we doing this morning? We've got a few familiar faces on here. I see Brock, I see Colin's face, John's face. Where's everybody's faces at? There we go, Dee. I see you on here now. Thank you for showing me your beautiful face in real life. And not so everybody, yeah, if you guys can come off and put your cameras on, I'd love to see y'all this morning. How we doing? How we doing this morning, guys? Hunter, good morning. Good to see your face. Paul, good morning. Jesse, Jackie's on. Tanya, my girl Tanya is on. Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Jared, good morning. Rachel, Jill, good morning. How's everybody doing? In Atlanta, it's been really nice the last couple days. Weather's been good, but they're talking we're going to get freezing weather again next Monday and Tuesday. I don't know what's happening. I really wanted to plant my flowers. It's not going to happen, y'all. It's not going to happen. But I'm so glad y'all joined us this morning. Thank you so much for being on, guys. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Justine Derby, and I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I am a Metro Atlanta area realtor, and just so blessed to be able to have this space to come on with you guys every Thursday and just kind of share kind of what we're all working through. We are all probably business owners. We are either in real estate in some way, shape, or form. And this is just such an amazing space for us all to be able to have an open space, talk about what we're going through and how to move through it. And today, I really wanted to talk about how we can handle our emotions, guys, because I have been hearing the last 2 weeks everybody, and I mean whether you're a buyer, seller, agent, lender, appraiser, everybody is just kind of their emotions are everywhere because there's so much uncertainty in the market, right? Put a 5 in the chat if you guys can all feel that right now. Am I the only one? Because I've had a lot of conversations thank you. Okay, David, Colin, Tanya, Rachel, Hunter. Okay, good. I'm so glad I'm not alone here, guys, because I myself have felt it. And I think a great reminder is we have to be able to control our emotions. Whether you are a business owner, whether you are a realtor, your clients are coming to you because they need clarity and they kind of need to be led and guided. And I've seen through a lot of conversations that I've had with agents this week is that they are not sure how to navigate a lot of these conversations because they feel unsure. And guys, each and every conversation that I'm blessed to be able to earn with a client, I want to come prepared as possible with the data. And I think in the industry probably the last few years, it's been a little bit easier. We haven't really had to come on and prove our numbers, but numbers, guys, are going to make you feel so much more clarity in the conversations that you're having with your clients. And it's going to be able to give you a little bit of relief on maybe some of these feelings that you're feeling and the pressure that you're feeling, because we all know our clients are coming to us wanting answers. And sometimes we don't have that crystal ball. I tell my clients each and every time that. So again, it's managing your emotions and it's what you portray out to your clients to make them feel calm, collected, and that they can trust you throughout the process. Because at the end of the day, that's truly what this is all about, is the trust factor. We want our clients to be able to trust us, and we need to be able to handle the emotions. There's so many things throughout the transaction that we do not have control over. And if we lose our control and our emotions, it's never a good look, right? It's never a good look. So today, I really just wanted to kind of come on, talk about why this matters. And if you guys would like to share, maybe even again, these tools can apply to your relationships, to your friendships, in real life, to your clients. You guys can use a lot of these tools throughout any situation that you have in life, because again, I always say whoever loses their emotion is the loser in the battle, right? So if you're trying to argue with someone, or maybe you guys don't have the same eye-to-eye vision, whoever loses and flies off the handle, you've already lost the battle. You've already let your emotions win. So does anybody want to be a little vulnerable this morning and come off of mute and explain maybe where they've lost their emotions a little bit? Things got a little too tense and they weren't sure how to handle it. Or maybe if you are up against a conversation with a client or a situation in your business, how we can overcome that. Anybody like to come unmute? Don't make me pick on y'all. Y'all know I will. I see Fran. Fran, I'm going to pick on you. Fran texted me. She sent me such a beautiful text message yesterday morning. So I'm going to pick on you, Fran.
Thanks a lot. No more text messages for you.
I hope so. I do it out of love because we all need it.
It's interesting, a little bit of today and a little bit of last week, your conversation with us, you have a tendency to hit cores with us. Last week was really emotional for me. It was a big hit. But in today's concept, what you're talking about, I'm very New Yorkie. So unfortunately, what's here comes out here.
Yes. Yes. It's having that filter, Fran.
Yeah, it's really challenging. So this year, actually 2026, my goal is pause. To truly try and just learn how to pause and take control. And there are situations, both family and business, and lately it seems to be a little more family oriented, unfortunately, where my my mouth and my thoughts overrunneth.
Okay. We all do it. We all do it. It's just, are y'all vulnerable enough to share it? We all do it, Fran. So
yeah,
is there something?
I don't know how to hit that pause button. I don't know how to, it's after I say something where I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that? And
Right.
why did you say that? And I don't know where or how to collect myself.
Sure.
Or find
And
myself. I get so much in that emotion.
right. And it's in those moments that it is hard, right? Because for me, I always have my guard up no matter what. I'm working on lowering it a little bit, but any conversation, whether I'm going into a listing appointment, maybe I'm always going to go into trying to anticipate the questions that are going to be coming at me, right? If I know I'm starting an argument with my husband, I'm already knowing where this conversation is going to go, but it's knowing how. It's really about manipulating the conversation. If you want me to be quite honest with you, Fran, you have to learn to control your emotions so you can manipulate the conversation and see what outcome you want to have. So if you kind of feel those emotions that are kind of being tense, kind of have to think to yourself, okay, I feel this emotion coming on. Let me take a deep breath, but think about how you want to end the conversation. What does that end goal get you? And I know you mentioned you kind of had a lot of family stuff going on, and I don't know the actual intricacies of it, but it's really thinking to yourself, how do I want this outcome of the conversation to go? I know it's going to get heated, but let me rethink. And it's all, all these emotions are happening so quickly at one time. So it is hard to do. But I would really just try to, when you feel those emotions coming on and you getting upset, take a deep breath and think about how that conversation truly is that you want to end up with. And even with my husband, when I feel an argument coming on, I already know how I want I'll say what I want to say and I'm a fighter. But at the end of the day, I know I will get through to my husband more so if I stay calm because he's anticipating me getting upset. So your family, if they've seen that already, they're already going to anticipate you getting upset. But when you can keep your emotions in check, and even with my kids, if I'm really disappointed in my kids, I'm not going to yell and scream. I'm going to tell them I'm really disappointed. And I'm going to keep my calm because they're used to me flying off the handle a lot of the times, right? Like we're all human, we all do it. But it's when you can keep those emotions in check that I promise you, it will get through to them so much more. And it'll make you feel so much better about it too. I promise you that.
It's challenging because I go into so my children are much older. I'm much
Right.
older than you. Um, so my children are in their 30s.
Right.
Um, and part of it is I don't know where a conversation is going, or I don't know what it is that they're going to talk about or want to talk about. And so it just, like I said, sometimes goes off rail,
Sure.
and I just it's just it's really challenging. And I think what we're talking about today, we need to try and learn, as you said, to take into our business. With business, I think it's a little more easy because we know we're heading into a buyer
You don't have an
presentation.
emotional
So
tie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you can anticipate questions. The same thing with sellers. You can anticipate, well, how am I going to react when they do this? And you kind of already have a concept or an idea as to what their personality is.
Right.
Are they that D personality? Or are they an I? So you kind of have that before you get in. But with my kids, I don't know the conversation. And so it's challenging. So I'll be interested to hear what other people say today as far as,
Yeah.
if there's something, if there's a gimmick or something that I could just, put a button on it.
Yeah, some advice.
Just
I would say with your family,
mm.
go into it anticipating that you know that maybe things might get tense, but it's going to be up to you to lead the conversation. So if things start getting tense, redirect, right? Redirect the conversation,
Mhm.
or just simply say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this today. I love you too much to do this today. I'm going to hang up." And that's setting that boundary, right? And
Yeah.
again, and again, I don't know the context of the conversations, but keeping your emotions in check and setting those boundaries within the conversation, the 100% will help you, I think. So
Thanks,
I
Justine.
appreciate you sharing. I appreciate you. I know it's hard sometimes, but we are all guilty of it, y'all. Um, Jesse, thank you so much for raising your hand.
Just thinking about it just gave me like flashbacks that weren't good. So professionally last year, I was working with a buyer and we were having a little bit of difficulty. Everything that we were submitting was they were going for above asking, whatever. Finally, there's a lot of shenanigans here in New York with agents. They do a lot of shady things and it's terrible. So it's one of the reasons why it does give us a bad reputation. Anyhow, I was working with a seller's agent that was being very, very unprofessional, not answering my calls, giving me the runaround. We were going back and forth. And so I finally got him on the phone and I went off on him. I told him how unprofessional he was and blah, blah, blah. It was so not nice that my youngest daughter said, Mom, you were not nice. It was awful what you did. And
Right.
I felt really bad. So it took me a whole week. I called him up. I left him a message. I apologized. I told him I'm sorry. It was really out of line. It was uncalled for, and I'm very sorry. He calls me back a week later and he apologizes.
It
And
takes
so,
two to tango, my friend. Yes, ma'am.
yes. So, lesson learned is, like you said, you really have to step back and so I will never be doing that again. Like it's such a small world that we will work. I'm going to run into him again. I'm going to work with him again eventually. And so I
Yes.
don't want to burn any of my bridges, but I have to learn that if you're not working on my level, if you're not that professional, I have to learn how to deal with that without having to go bonkers,
Yes.
because we want it now. We want answers now. This is a
Yep.
deal. This is someone's investment. And so some people just work differently, but I
They do.
really admired that he called me up and
It
he
it
was
says a lot. And honestly, it said a lot for you to do that because had you not picked up the phone and started that conversation, he wouldn't have either.
I had to. I really had to because I felt that was a no-no. I'm a professional. That's a no-no. I should have just, handled it differently. And moving forward, I am and there's a lot of agents here in New York that are lousy. And I don't know how they get deals and they make deals happen when they're so not they're not good. They're not,
Right.
but they make deals. But that's not how I work. like, but anyhow, lesson
It's
learned.
quality. Yeah, it's
Yes,
quality, quantity, my
yes.
friend.
We got to take a step back and think about how we're going to react. And for me, because I go from 0 to 100 in like a minute. And so
Right.
I have to like just zen, take a
Yep.
breath. And so anyway, thank you for letting me share.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. And I know it was hard for you to probably pick up that phone call, but even guys, just to her point, it made her feel better. It really wasn't so much about the other agent. It was her doing what she felt was right. Because guess what? I guarantee you, you slept so much better that night after you did that, right? So again, sometimes be selfish with your emotions, guys. It's okay to feel these things. It's okay to mess up. We all do. We're human. But it's also how we clean up the mess after we've made it, right? And so, Jesse, that was a perfect example of fixing what we broke. And it's okay. And it's how we recover from it, right? I think that we can all say we're all feeling, no matter where we are in the country or even in the world, the market's hard right now. And so agents, they are doing a lot of unethical things. We're seeing a lot of agents just saying whatever they want to say to make a sale, make a commission check, and that, that will never be me. And that's probably never going to be a lot of you guys. And I think safe spaces like this for us to talk through these things makes us that much better, right? So whenever we're in a lot of these tense situations, guys, those first 30 seconds is so integral on how you respond in a conversation. So most damage is done in those first 30 seconds, right? So you're fighting, you're arguing, you're saying your piece, but you say it and you can't take it back. And it's the same way in a text message and it's the same way in an email. There's a lot of times I won't even respond to a text message or an email if I don't like the tone of it, right? And I like to say no response is a response, right? So sometimes you can actually get through to somebody much better by not even responding. If you don't like their tone, don't respond to it unless you have to. So don't, again, somebody says something to you, somebody sends you a text message or an email that you don't like, don't feel like you have to respond to it right away, and feel it and then address it on how you want the outcome of the conversation to be, right? So again, it's really you being the leader in the conversation and looking at it how you want it to end. And that's going to help you with your emotion process too. Does anybody else kind of want to share? Anybody else want to unmute? Let's see, Brock. Oh, Brock said, wait till, oh, Bethany, you unmuted. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I think I shared a few weeks back on one of your segments how I had responded in a meeting
Yes.
that was already way over the top. But I'll
Right.
tell you that the most important thing that I walked away, I was most disappointed in myself.
Right.
And so I also agree with you. Once I made that right, and I made it right with both individuals, the following day, it was just like, because we are all human, but I think that when we can be in that humanity space of saying, hey, that self-reflective piece, I messed up.
Yep.
No matter what happened in that, whether they were wrong, I was wrong, no matter what, it's still, I believe that when we say, okay, no, I messed up. No matter what, I am still responsible for the way that I responded.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to take ownership for that. And I'm going to make that right so that bridge is not burned. And that's, just following up with even what I shared, when I lost it. And it was the end of the week. Son just had surgery, things going crazy, even at work. And that 1 minute, I was like, I'm not working. And I will tell you, I was more disappointed in myself than anything else. But making it right is where I could lay my head down at night. Sleep.
Exactly.
Knowing that I did the right thing.
It will make you. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm proud of you for doing that because we've all been there. Hell, I do it all the time with my husband, with my kids, with work stuff. I mean, but it's again, it's having It's having the emotional intelligence with yourself and understanding that and owning up to it. A lot of people are cocky as hell and they're going to, well, I didn't do anything wrong. It's not my fault. I said my piece. They deserved it. Did they? Or is that a self-reflection on yourself or something you're feeling? Right. That it's hard, guys. Emotions are hard. Our clients, like I said, they're all coming to us wanting us to lead them. And so when we go into these appointments or even family time, guys, and we're uncertain, our energy fuels off how we're feeling. And so trying to, again, I can't stress the emotional piece enough. And it's hard. I mean, we all have daily stressors, we have family stressors, we have life stressors. But just trying to go into a conversation with a clear head, a clear mind, and a clear heart. And just as Fran shared with us with her family conversations, if she can go into that conversation already knowing, hey, I know emotions are probably going to get tough in this situation. I'm going to anticipate that. But what is my plan when I get to that feeling? When I start feeling that my heart racing or, my adrenaline kind of rushing or that I'm all right, I'm bucking up now. I'm going to fight. My fighter hands are coming up. What do I do? Right? What do I do? For me, I just have to remember, take a deep breath. I might even hold it for 4 seconds, take 4 seconds to breathe out, roll my shoulders back, guys. These are all, I mean, they're very simple, but they work. They work. So rolling your shoulders, guys, just kind of releasing some of that tense energy will help you each and every time. And again, I can't stress enough, it's about being the leader in the conversation and knowing the outcome that you want. If you're clear and concise on the conversation and how you want the conversation to end, you're already one step ahead in the conversation. You already are the leader in the conversation. You're not letting somebody else's emotions overpower yours because you already know. And most likely, the other person doesn't know how they want it to end. They're reacting out of emotion. So, does anybody else want to share? This has been really good. I'm so glad you guys are able to share with me this morning.
Can I say just one more thing?
Absolutely, please.
So with me and my kids, it's more of me giving advice when they have issues. I've lived a lot longer. I kind of have a little more experience and so I guess my part of my personality is wanting to fix things.
Right.
So that's what pretty much gets me into trouble.
Right.
I'm
You're
saying,
wanting to be the
don't tell
fixer.
me. Well, they're hearing, instead of my advice, they're hearing me telling them what to do. So I'm trying, with that pause, I'm trying to learn when I hear a problem, um, instead of fixing it, I ask them, do you want me to just listen? Or do
Right.
you like some advice? So that's where I'm kind of tweaking it or trying to. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just kind of blurt out, and then it tempers elevate, and then it's like, okay, I'm going to back off, and and then I end up asking that question, but it's too late. So
Right.
I just thought,
It's hard. Again, you're dealing with a lot. Your mama bear, you want to protect them, right? So that's completely understandable. I'm a fixer too. But it goes back to the human connection piece of people. A lot of people, they just want to be seen, felt, and heard. So it really kind of goes back to that. In any situation, that's what I try to remember is I will always try to put myself in the other person's shoes and say, okay, maybe what are they not being heard on right now? How can I let them know, okay, I hear your emotion. I hear where your pain points at, but this is what we're going to do. This is the trajectory of where we're going to go. I think emotions are super, super high with sellers right now. Buyers they're just on the fence, right? But sellers right now, they want us to give them exactly what it's going to sell for in the exact amount of days. And y'all, that's changing week by week right now at this point. And so again, it's about leading that conversation and just being clear and concise. And as agents, I can't stress enough, know your numbers because you can back up anything that you say if you're clear and consistent on your numbers. And then putting all of the emotion into check. Be that leader that they need in that moment because that's what they're coming to you guys for. And Fran, again, even personally, be that leader. You're their mom. You're their mom. And that's all they want. And it's hard being a mom and having your kids we're always getting blamed for something. I can tell you that firsthand. We're always getting blamed for something. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing all of that today. And let's see. I think Jackie had her hand. Did Jackie have her hand raised? And then Michelle, did you have your hand raised? I thought I saw somebody else here. Michelle,
Yep.
good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning. Top of the morning to you. This dynamic works in the business world, not in real estate as well. Many years ago, I had a program manager on an international company, and he would send over these bizarre requirements that there was no way that we would be able to do what he was asking for. So it would just spiral everybody in an organization with me, the program managers, everything. And he would do it continually. And one day I said, his name was Alfio. Nobody will know who Alfio is. Alfio, why do you do this?
Yeah.
And he said, I do it because it creates results.
Yep.
So many times the people don't really want what they're asking for, but they know if they give you something really extreme that will react, you'll do something that maybe you don't even want to do in order to get a result.
Definitely. Definitely. And kind of goes back to the manipulation piece, right? It's all about the human connection, how you want to get your result, right? And how you want to lead a conversation. Those are two really, really big pointers. And it's hard in the heat of the moment. Nobody's perfect at it. But again, it's thinking ahead and knowing where you want the conversation to go. And if you have to, just to her point, if you have to ruffle some feathers to get the result, sometimes that's what you got to get, sometimes Brock knows this with me. I need to be yelled at sometimes, like, get your shit together, girl, come on. We all need it.
And then it like you said before, we have the opportunity to step back, take a deep breath,
Yes.
and just stack out, well, what are the possibilities? We don't have to give them what this person wants, but
Right.
we could do this, and maybe even better solution is something entirely out there. So yes, it can get the same result, but you don't have to react immediately.
Exactly. And it's again, it's responding with intention, right? Responding with intention. So Brock, we haven't heard your voice today, guys. Golly, sorry, we got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. It's not very exciting. My voice is not very exciting, but you guys will get a laugh out of this one. I'll give you a quick Cliff Notes version of what I just did. This month literally just happened. I did this. I was really, really pissed at this lender. And so this is what I did. And this could be maybe something to help you for those of you who just like you want to make sure you get your point across. So I decided that I was going to go into ChatGPT and I wanted to find out all the legalities of how to sue this person on the way that I wanted to be sued, what to do, how to do it. I freaking went all in on trying to figure it out. So I spent a good amount of time, at least 15 minutes on trying to figure out how to sue this person. While we were talking about this, I kind of went into my ChatGPT to be like, let me go back to this chat. And let me just tell you the intro prompt. I said, please write a strong, stern, powerful, professional email to this person. And I want it to be all about these 4 chats and the legalities and the lawsuit that I can come after him with. Like, I was like so mad. And I say this to you all. I did it. I haven't sent it because I asked myself this question. Is the energy that I've already put into this worth spending any more on this person?
Right.
But I had to get it off of my chest. I had to put energy towards it because it wasn't going to go, because I was just upset with this person on what he did. He didn't do anything illegal. He just did some things that irked me. And I wanted to make sure in my head to let it out. So 2 things I'll leave you with. 1, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's not okay to keep carrying it on over and over, day after day after day after day after day. Find your release. ChatGPT for me seems to be my release for me to be able to go through what I need to go through. Also, the gym for me is my other release because I find out that if I don't go to the gym, I can get a little feisty pretty quickly.
Yep, I feel that.
Right? So, like, you have to understand. I go back to this last thing. You need to understand yourself. You need to understand what ticks, what talks, what does it do to you. So that way, when you're in it, I said it to you all before. What's your plan when shit hits the fan? And sometimes we don't have a plan and we just let things go. And until you understand what your plan is, you are going to do what your emotions lead you into. And those are just feelings and they come and go.
Right.
And so I just, I was just kind of looking back. I did a nice little ChatGPT lawsuit legality, wrote it in a professional contract, like pretending I was act as an attorney, send this over, please. I never sent it. And it
Yeah.
happened several weeks ago, but you know what? It
But it made you feel
released
better.
it. It did. It made me feel better, like, okay, but in reality, it's that energy is not going in the right direction. So
It's
uh,
not. You're right. 100%.
that's all I
Well,
got, Justine.
I think today was amazing. I know we're already over, but guys, it's so important. I'll leave you guys with this. Master your emotions or they will master your decisions, guys. So mastering your emotions is so important. Also, guys, I have learned a lot of this through another life coach that I have in my life, and she's actually going to be at my event on March 10th. And it's in the Atlanta area. I know you guys are not all in Atlanta, but guys, if you can be in that room, I've curated this room to be people that have truly helped me not only in business, but in my personal life as well. And Brock being one of those people, I'm so excited that he's going to be there sharing and pouring into everyone. And Kim Johnson is also going to be there speaking on mindset reset. And these are a lot of tools and tactics that she has helped me with because we all need it. We all need it. And so, guys, I would love for y'all to be there. March 10th from 1 to 6. It's in Marietta, Georgia. I do have a hotel block hitting my Eventbrite page today, but I would love to see y'all there and let me know if we can make it happen. I've got, like I said, room blocks at Hilton. It's half a mile from the event space, and I would love to see y'all there. Like I said, I've really curated this whole entire room to be filled with people to share the knowledge that have helped me grow and succeed over this past crazy year and a half. So I would love to see y'all there. Thank you guys so much for being vulnerable and sharing with me once again this morning. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Thursday. And I'm here if you'll ever need me. Happy Thursday.
Justin,
Yes,
sorry.
Fred.
Sorry, you just say your last sentence, master your emotion the way. Can you repeat that sentence, please?
Yes. Master your emotions or
Mhm.
they will master your decisions.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Y'all have an amazing Thursday. Talk to y'all soon.
Hey,
Bye.
I want to invite everybody to the Figure It Out Friday Authors Edition. And because of
Yes.
referrals from Don McCurdy, we have an amazing author, Pat Devaney. You won't want to miss it. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Awesome. Yes. And I know Brock has power players today at 10 as well. So, guys, he is giving you guys the exact tactics and tools to be able to get some business. So go in there, pour in, implement, and it will pay off. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but keep to it. We're all in the same boat together, but together we will rise. Happy
All
Thursday,
right.
y'all.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.